I'd really get upset.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to watch this brother and the others on the television.
Yeah.
So it's actually really surreal that he's here, right here in the studio. And Bashir, are you going to do the honors?
Yeah. I mean, let me do the honor without further ado. Our guest tonight is none other than David Major Ogola, a name many of you will remember from Tusker Project fame. Once a rising star on one of East Africa's biggest talent shows, David's journey unfortunately took a difficult turn, leading to him living on the streets. But today he's turned his pain into purpose through his new book, Stranded, a journey from the streets to recovery. He opens up about his struggles with mental health, addiction, and finding his way back. It's a powerful story of survival, healing, and a second chance. And as always, we have him here on studio. My brother, welcome so much to the Wind Down.
Yay! Karibu sana, brother David Major Ogola. The book is called Stranded. Traveling Alone is an Honest Way to See the World. What inspired the book, brother?
Oh, man. In fact, that's why I had to put that statement on the cover of the book to immediately just introduce what inspired me, because 1 minute you go from what you fully understood as being the actual meaning of what life is, of the real world out there, to all of it being stripped away to nothing.
Yeah.
And you get to see things in a rather honest way for what they really are.
Wow.
Yourself included.
Yeah. How long were you living on the streets, brother?
How long was COVID?
For all that time?
For a pretty damn long time. Because just before the ban was lifted is when my dad said, I don't know if you guys have ever had this kind of relationship with your old man. Yeah, I'm not raising any grown man in my house. I thought we remained somebody's child even in our 40s and our 50s.
Nah.
Until your parent dies. But
Jackie, I'm tired of raising and feeding grown men. Jackie, why do you have to be honest?
I don't think it's just an African thing. I don't think it's a cultural thing for us. But
man,
he wasn't having it because, and now that I'm a parent, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because everything you put into raising your child, that's when you realize when they don't come out on top, when they don't. Because you want them to do better than you, as a matter of fact, if anything.
Yeah.
And you have all these ideas of what they're going to be. I was supposed to not fall far from the tree as the apple. I decided I was going to be a musician instead of a doctor, for instance. And he just wasn't having it. He thought this would be a good time for me to learn the hard way.
So was it to show him, like, you getting out there? Or because I remember even me, I thought...
his choice, believe me. I wanted the roofing. I wanted...
Yeah.
The air was killing people. What kind of question is that? I wanted a home. I needed somewhere to go back to.
Oh, for real? So he was like, get out.
Yeah, because my mom had already passed, which was...
Yeah, Paula, brother.
I appreciate that. Terrible time for my family. It ripped us apart inside out. And we weren't grieving together. And everyone was all over the place. And my mom ensured that I maintained a relationship with my dad. And we genuinely loved each other. He just didn't understand me as a person. And so there was no explaining it to him. I was hoping for some kind of miracle that they would take me in after all the rebellion, growing my hair into cornrows and doing music and whatnot. He was even convinced I was doing heroin, and it stopped being about alcohol. He saw the hair and he started telling my relatives I'm on heroin. So I like the surprise on their faces at his funeral when they're like, "You're actually a pretty chilled guy."
Don't judge a book by its hair.
By its cover. Speaking of books.
Hii afro mi si nimeona watu wanatumia heroin. Hii afro ni watu wa heroin.
It's funny, my brother had the same. My brother once, my dad, I don't know, he saw his eyes are red. Then he said, "Huyu ako juu ya bangi." Can you imagine?
It must be.
Check. Huyu ako juu ya bangi. And it was a sad story because he went and brought in cops.
What?
And my brother has never ever forgotten that time. He went and brought cops. He was paraded in the store by the cops. He was
as if the cops weren't enough, and enough on top of it.
So that thing really hurt him, and you can tell when he's talking about it. But let's just rewind, because there are many young guys out there who we want to know your story. What was your upbringing like those early years? Where did you go to school, and where were you guys living?
Great schools. South Central represent.
South Sea.
Yeah, Issa was just the name that kept ringing in my head at that time. Once I finally moved there from LA. LA was where my formative years were.
LA being Langata?
Yes, Langata.
Okay.
Look at me talking like
you don't
I'm
want to
from.
confuse this, brother.
No, I'm hearing his accent, and I'm like, it might be LA in the USA, Yes, the
Swahili
accent,
was
yeah,
exactly by
So you
first
grew up
language, language.
you grew up in South Sea.
In South Sea, yeah.
Oh, okay.
For the most part,
All right.
well taken care of. I'm from a bougie family.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Your mom was a psychologist?
They spared no expense. My folks, they took really good care of us. Yeah.
Your mom was a psychologist?
No, she was a pediatrician actually.
Oh, pediatrician.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
That was her
okay,
focus.
okay.
But that didn't stop her. Like she was she boldly explored other things, including being an author herself.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah. Because I was reading a short bio about your mom and you and what you're doing now. It's sort of like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
As it turns out.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. In one way or another.
Yeah. So school, where did you go to school?
Strathmore, then McKinney, and then St. Albans in Pretoria. Then they decided I should explore a bit.
Oh, okay.
I ended up in South Africa for high school. My last couple of years of high school.
Oh,
was in South
nice.
Africa, yes.
Oh, nice. It was pretty comfy, right?
It was. I was in boarding in South Africa, but a wonderful school. Best thing about it is people from all over the world came to that particular school. So I wasn't just meeting South Africans. I was really exposed in that sense. It was quite an adventure.
Oh, okay. And what would you describe your personality like then? Were you a nice, obedient kid, or you were a wild kid? Like how would you describe yourself in those years?
You guys ask wonderful questions. Very intuitive. Both. As a kid, I was very introverted, still discovering a lot about myself, especially the extroverted side. And now, I first discovered alcohol, as a matter of fact. Drinking was introduced to me immediately after fourth form, and like literally to celebrate
And that's in Kenya still?
That's in Kenya still. Or rather, the celebration was in Kenya. But
okay.
I matriculated in South Africa. That's what
right.
it's referred to as matriculation.
Where were you guys tandika in these drinks? Was tea, huh?
That can I don't have permission to.
Oh, okay. It was in Kenya somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's when I discovered this other side to me that I enjoyed fun and that alcohol apparently is this culturally.
Socially accepted.
Yeah, thing that you embrace to share fun and have a good time, that sort of thing. It's just it's the most natural thing, Yeah.
So now we've progressed. You've been introduced to alcohol. You've gone to South Africa. The years was it a fun time in South Africa? For the most part.
For the most part, the only thing that sucked was that my mom was battling cancer at that point. It was back and forth because she was a warrior, man.
Okay.
1 minute she's defeated it, and then it's in remission again.
Yeah.
And I managed to make it back. My grades were good enough, which makes it sound like I really wasn't trying to pass. But that's because I discovered music in myself as well, and I was really trying to convince my folks to invest in that. Allow me to explore that a bit more.
Okay.
And they just weren't having it. They didn't see it as a bankable career.
All right.
Based on how they were raised. So I don't even hold that against that.
What did they want you
against them anymore.
What areas do you think they wanted you to?
Oh, medicine for sure. If not medicine, lawyer. IT was being talked about a lot. In
traditional.
Yeah.
I think IT was like on the fringe.
Was on the fringe, about to take off. Really take off.
Oh, okay.
Astronaut.
So I made it back for pharmacology, believe it or not. I had a thing for biology and chemistry.
Oh.
But that was like mom's final year of life. That's when it became apparent. So I knew for sure I didn't want to be in South Africa, where I ended up, and that I wanted to follow music now with all of my heart. Yeah.
So, but you graduated in South Africa. You
high school, and then I did a year of uni, and then that's when I came back.
Oh, okay. What year was this now?
Oh man, goodness, that is terrible.
Sometime in the 90s, I guess.
Let's say 2000, 2001.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you're back. Your mom was by that time. Had you gone in was?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So what happened? What happened next when you got back?
I got back in time to spend some time with her, at least, before it got to a point where she couldn't even communicate, and there was so much that she needed to share. So I got to say a decent goodbye, which wasn't the case with my dad, for instance, who blocked me out of his life completely, especially after mom died. Like I said, we were grieving away from each other. He didn't know how to, after being separated with my mom for so long, step back into the family now after all these years, into his leadership role as a father, bring us together so we could do that. And he's struggling with understanding me as a person. So he just kicked me out of his life pretty much until the last day when he sent for me to his deathbed, and it was to actually say goodbye and sorry. In that last moment. So that's what I appreciate about the situation with moms, that I actually got to spend time with her. Had conversations, even shared her will with me, what she wishes would happen for me to just truly pursue my purpose and align that with God's will.
That's a rough time, brother. Like, mom, like some of your stories, I'm hearing them and I'm like, it's like living a parallel life. Because my mom, I lost my mom too, to the same disease, and I was her caregiver during that time.
Yes, I can relate.
So we used to drive together to hospital, drive back home.
You give blood.
She'd tell me how she hates Ruto and stuff like that.
Politics has to be there, man.
I'm like, do you want to save your last breath? We talk about something else. Do you think? So it's rough. So after mom has rested, is that when now you got into drinks more?
It had already began, but that worsened it. That became my crutch, my sedative, my way of just numbing the pain of distracting myself from it. So even now, my purpose, things like music. I even tried radio for a while. Believe it or not, I can't remember where. That's how bad it was. That's how much you mess up your brain. When they tell you lose brain cells, it's no joke. But I didn't have the focus and discipline that you guys have, and I think the passion as well. That I had for music, and so it just took over, basically. And now imagine sadness and depression being added to that.
Actually, it's actually even making sense now. Because that pain, Mazi, is rough. And then sometimes you don't have... Did you have anyone you'd talk about, like with your the things you're going through with your mom? Because the goodness with our family, at least we are many. So we're like 7 kids. So we could sort of, when one guy amelemewa, this other one steps in. And then towards the end, it became really bad. She was bedridden. And then now my sister now came in. Because you see now my sister can wash her, clean her up. And then we could talk. And that's where I was going. Did you have anyone you could talk to about what you were going through at the time?
I had good friends, I must say. And I was good at making friends. My siblings and I were on good times. It's after mom passed, really, when we kind of just fell apart, but we tried our level best to get each other through as well.
How many are you guys, your siblings? How many are you in your family?
5 actually. 1 adopted.
Oh, okay.
From my mom's place of work.
All right. So post now, mom has passed on. Is that when now you got into the TPF? What year was the TPF when you got in? Was mom still around?
Mom was still around, actually. She took me. As a matter of fact, bought me my first guitar and everything. Practically prepared me for the audition.
Tell us about those years, because now that's where I knew you from, or I knew of you from. How did you decide to get on that?
Well, it was such a big deal, especially after season 1, because I was in the second season of it. And it was just the talk of the town, basically. And my neighborhood, my people, pretty much knew. My family knew that I was a singer. The compliments communicated as such, and I just felt it in me, like that, like a gift, a talent, something you receive from God. Like, this is something I need to pursue. And I was very fortunate that my mom was willing to support me in that, when my dad was just, completely shut off from any such story, like a child who's misbehaving or something, and put that guitar away or something like that. But I think it's very important it's a big deal when a parent actually supports their child, because that's where the main support is supposed to come from. If you think about another world out there that the child is yet to discover, to get to know.
But also that was a chance for you to show them.
Yeah, as it turned out. Yeah.
You know, like, look at me now.
Unachukua hiyo stethoscope unaipiga tech.
Yeah.
Unachukua guitar.
Because my family, especially the older brethren, most of them have never come for any of my gigs. So I'm sure the day they'll come, they'll be like, yo, show them.
No doubt about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing you in your element.
Exactly. They're like, yo, I respect him at last.
But whenever Dave Chappelle comes, they go for that show.
What is life?
That's all fine.
So do you think it helped? Do you think it helped for them to see you in your element like that, like your folks?
And certainly did. They eventually came to terms with it. Mainly my folks. That's who it matters to.
Okay.
More than anyone else. Before you step out there into the world, it's their approval that you seek. My siblings were huge supporters.
Okay. Shout out to them.
Yeah, indeed. Especially my younger brother being a creative himself as well, although he's in a different direction. He was an artist, a videographer, that kind of stuff. Totally lost my train of thought there for a moment.
No, you'll remember.
So I mean, you talk about something about there were plans that your dad had for you and your parents had for you. You know, you go and pursue this thing, but the passion, and also the passion comes from the talent. Like, you can feel I have this gift, and it's gonna be unfortunate if I don't exploit. You know, these are things that you feel it. You know, like, so. A good example is I actually have an engineering degree. I did aeronautical engineering, but towards the end of that degree, I really didn't want to finish it because I already started doing comedy. I was passionate about it. You know, wow. I was getting good. You know, I'm like, you know, and it's like it's something very deep that when you talk about understanding your kids is I'm the worst person when I'm not interested in doing something. I'm very talented, I'm very hardworking on things that I like doing. But if you force me to do something, I'll be the worst person because my mind is not at it. So it brings that duality of you're trying to guide your kid or need to do something that you want them to do, but they have an interest to do this other thing. You know, and there's that, you know, constant. You need approval from them. You know, you're still a kid.
You're misunderstood. That's the saddest part of it, because I think there's all kinds of intelligence. Like, for instance, you gentlemen speak better Swahili than me. So if this interview was in Swahili, for instance, I'd look and sound dumb.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I don't know a damn thing. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You've made the assumption based on language.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I think kids are misunderstood the way you've said. You're really good at this one thing, and because you're not good at what your parents think you should be good at, they just assume you have a problem. You're autistic or something. It's generalized.
Or you're lazy.
Psychological. Or you're lazy, even worse. Yeah. So I think that's something that parents need to be wary of.
Yeah. So when now you're learning, because it's a muscle. You know, that's why at the end of it all, like hard work, discipline, all these other things will beat talent. Like you're born with it, but you have to build this muscle over and over again. So I'm guessing by the time you're joining Tusker Project Fame, like you're really good at this thing. You know, your parents are starting to come around.
My mom was all in.
Your dad is the one. Okay.
But I have to say,
was it fully?
Surprisingly, I was told he was actually cheering for me.
Was he watching? Was he there?
He was watching now and again, because my mom would have these parties at the house where she'd invite people, even our neighbors from the neighborhood and stuff, or relatives, whoever was available, whoever could make it. And Dad would come whenever he was in Nairobi, because he was based in Kisumu at the time. And he'd cheer me on and buy some airtime, but they'd buy people airtime as well, so they could vote for me.
Oh, damn.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So that meant something to me. It meant he was genuinely trying.
Yeah.
I just really feel from his world, the way they were raised, he just really couldn't understand.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your dad. Like, what was he? What was his profession?
He was an anesthesiologist. Is it an anesthetist or anesthesiologist?
Yeah. So he was a typical he was a man of excellence.
Yes.
And then number 2, number 1, he's Luo,
Yes.
which comes with a certain personality. And
Oh,
then
yes.
he's also a man of excellence.
Indeed.
So that combination, does it create like a military kind of dad?
Indeed. Just like his grandfather.
Tell us more about that, about your granddad.
I
And
didn't know him
him.
much. He died kind of young, I have to say. And so
Your granddad?
so you can imagine my dad being the eldest.
Oh, okay.
He sort of has to step into that role.
Mm.
And then it was a polygamous family, actually.
All right.
My dad was from the first wife. And so
Okay.
it's like he stepped into for grandma, I would imagine, sort of play that role that granddad would have played, and that's a lot. So that comes with a lot. I would imagine he was in charge of everyone.
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah. He was a dad before even he became a dad.
Precisely. I couldn't have said it better.
Oh, okay. So, and what was your relationship like? Were you guys friends, or was it that strict, I'm your dad, old school upbringing? Because like my dad, we started hanging out and talking when I was 25 and I'd moved out of the home. But all the way till then, it was communication through shouting.
Yeah.
Jackie, go to your room. Get here. Sit down. I'm tired of feeding old men. Like that is how we used to communicate. But when I moved out,
Yeah.
we became buddies. We started hanging.
That was exactly the same thing. for me.
Accurate.
Okay.
Accurately described, as a matter of fact. When the yelling stopped, and I'd become my own man, and I'm providing for myself and everything now. We could actually hang, and he felt he could get to know me.
Oh, okay.
But we became friends. I could genuinely say.
But do you feel, because I feel the same way, I feel like we lost those 25 years. I would have gotten to know him. We would have been friends.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd have. Maybe there's a way you're friends, and I still respect him as my dad. But I feel like we wasted a lot of time with him yelling. And us not hanging out and me getting to know him. Because now when I got to know him, he's a very interesting guy.
I think the only way you can get along with your dad and be friends is after that
When you
dinner.
move out of the house.
After that dinner, everyone goes to their own house afterwards.
Yes. That's the key moment.
You can't follow me back to my house. What are you like?
When he can actually take you as a serious individual.
Not even about age. Like the moment you become taller or bigger than your dad, like usually, like you're going through adolescence. Kijana yangu. The moment you become taller than him, wanaume wamejaa sana kwa hii nyumba.
2 lions in
There can
house.
only be one. Yes.
Do you feel the same way? Do you wish
Absolutely. Yeah.
like a lighter style? Because you have a daughter
course,
now.
because he's a very charming guy. He's funny. Like you guys would have hit it off, man.
Yeah.
And we had moments growing up as well. Don't get me wrong. This
Okay,
is how
okay.
I know this. So I knew once he got over this hurdle. Now when I discovered when I was older, and I decided now this is the path I want to pursue, and I felt very strongly about it. I come on Naume Sasa. Once we got over that now, and I was out of the house, he opened up some more, and even came for a few gigs.
Oh, nice.
Bought the man a few beers, and
that's nice.
He genuinely had a good time.
Yeah. And I'm sure you remember those days with nostalgia.
There are a few to count, so I do remember them. Yes. I made sure I took a picture at least. There's one on Facebook, one of my favorite pictures. Of a gig that he attended.
So has your upbringing affected how you relate with your daughter?
100%.
What's your style? Like, what kind of dad do you want to be?
I thought I'd be from our generation, basically. You want to do things differently. You kind of feel like they were too strict. That like maybe the discipline was a bit too, But again, like I said, that's what they knew. That's how they were raised. And then you have a child. And now I'm thinking, I didn't name her accordingly now that she's in her... It's terrible 2s and 3s for the record, by the way. I should have named her Shenanigans Ogola.
Oh, okay. That
She
would have
for
been
short.
apt.
That would have been much... would have been better, yes. In retrospect. Because they are... my goodness, just the most... to summarize it, the most terrifying and exciting thing to happen to you in a moment.
At the same time.
Yeah, it's like you're surfing a wave or something. She achieves something, and it's because it's new to her. It blows your mind away.
Yeah.
And then she does something, and one of the things she achieves is learning how to piss you off on purpose. Yeah. And then now you really have to step in with the discipline side of things. And then now we're, I think, at a phase in our era where we have to decide whether we're going to evolve more in a certain way, where we talk more about it. We feel like that's possible as opposed to
Yelling.
actually whooping.
Whooping.
Over and above that. Over and above that. Yeah, I whoop my child. It's necessary.
You send them to the corner?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's not just whooping left, right, and center. My goodness.
Me, if my
You also
dad's-
whoop them at the corner.
Take them to the corner and whoop them. Yeah. Parade them around and whoop them. In the estate, no, nothing like that. No.
Yeah, man. We hang out with David Major Ogola, a TPF music star, and we're also talking about his book, Stranded. Traveling alone is an honest way to see the world. That is what's written on the book. It's I've gone through it. It has very, very interesting stories in there. A journey from the streets to recovery. Let's talk about your time in the streets. Your dad has sent you out. Where did you go, man? Like where do you go when someone has been sent out of the house, Mazi?
No doubt, a place of familiarity, I think, for any human being. And at that time, I was staying in Roysambu. And there's this particular road. It's very famous. What do you call it?
Du Bois Road.
Is that one famous? Mirema, there you go.
Oh, yeah,
I knew someone would come up with it. That's why I mentioned that. Infamous, I suppose, would be a more apt description. And there's a famous drinking den there where people from all walks of life, and from university students to the border guys, to just
they congregate.
Vast array. That's where we congregate, and just drinking is a very social habit.
Yeah.
Get to know each other and either forget our problems or even just have somebody's back and just listen to whatever they're going through.
Why is it so easy to get drinks but you can't get a guy to give you $1? Like, how do you want that? Like, my pal can buy me a drink, but ukimwambia nipe thao, you guy Jackie, acha mchezo. But anyway, I was just sidetracking.
Now, that's very interesting to me as well. I've always wondered.
But
when it comes to addiction, it's a very strong thing. Even with cigarettes, drinking, whatever it is.
Okay.
Someone has a budget aside for that. Like it's a need. So it's budgeted for, and money to lend friends. There's nothing in that pocket right now, and
there's nothing allocated.
And they take precedence, and something nasty like an addiction.
So Mirema became your haunt, like the area you are hanging around.
Because I lived there for a minute in that particular span of time. And so that's naturally just where I ended up. I think if I was anywhere else, I'd have just found somewhere else with other people.
Oh, okay.
And people are hurting out here, so it's not misery also attracts company.
Yeah. There's a part where you talk about how it was raining and you were under a kiosk and it was flooding. I'm sure you can catch more of these stories when you get the book. He's going to share where we can get the book. But tell us that story.
Wow. Pal of mine from the drinking den had a business not too far, whereby as men we have our places, our hideouts that we run away to, and the work can be one of them. Maybe that applies to women as well. But anyway, that was his place of business basically. And this is during the pandemic, so no one, even my personal friends, like I'm not talking about drinking acquaintances. They couldn't take me in at this point. Some of them had to move up country. Some of them had to take relatives in from up country. It was a mess before the ban was now dropped and no one could move. So he found himself in a situation where, or actually that group of people that I'd hang out with found themselves in a situation where they couldn't take me in. So he allowed me to stay in that particular place, his place of business, which had a bit of a small pavilion that extended almost enough to get to the main road, but not quite. And it was raining hard that day. I'm talking hailstones. I can't remember when my last meal was. I was a bit of a different person. It was about survival and that's nasty stuff, like just enough emotional blackmail. We're decent people out here. And to convince somebody to give you some money and you tell them I'm going to buy a meal, and then you end up spending that on alcohol. And like I was telling you, priorities and precedences and whatnot. So I can't remember the last time I had eaten. I was just broken at this point, ashamed, cold. Aside from is it hypothermia or what do you call it?
Yeah, hypothermia, yeah.
All that stuff. I had to black out to sleep, having seizures and comas, and not knowing what happened after a span of time, which is why it's kind of odd when you ask me time-related questions. To answer them, like how long did this happen, and so on and so forth. And I remember there was a clinic that would take me to rescue me, especially after the seizing and the comas. So you can imagine a clinic taking me in to deal with something like a coma. Really, I needed to be hospitalized.
Yeah.
And at this point, they also they have their families to deal with. They were about to shut down. It looked like they were shutting down, in fact, so they could go home and stuff. But it was also just risking taking me in because, I mean, like I said, the air was killing people. So anyone showing me any kind of kindness, really, I'm very grateful because they went over and above and beyond. And this particular day, they just couldn't take me in. So I'm not going to ruin for the potential buyers of the book. They can get the details and the story, but they unfortunately had to let me go. No hard feelings. And that's the first time I contemplated utter uselessness, just not a strand of hope left inside me. I just wanted it to end, and I'm not talking about like the all of us dying involving all of you in my messianic, like, well, why did you just let Sodom and Gomorrah just end, Lord? Why? I don't know. I just decided it was my time just didn't make any sense, and I was also in a place where I hadn't gotten over my mom's death, a lot of unresolved stuff there, because I felt it was breast cancer first of all. I was like, I've been drinking my life away. Choices have reactions and consequences. Why didn't I get cancer? And you give this amazing human being, a pediatrician, an author, a philanthropist in all kinds of ways, with something like, how does she get breast cancer? And then we're raised as children in this sort of fairy tale sort of pretense, or what's the way I'm describing it? We sort of believe that we're taught to believe that miracles happen. Like if you pray, and it's worth it, then it can change. Something that can actually happen. And I'd pray for her to be cured, and that just didn't happen. Something I really needed to wrap my head around, or my soul around, and more like it actually, to be honest. So that in my personal understanding of the world at that point, I was genuinely suicidal. So managed to get enough strength to just, it looked like a good idea at the time because there was a road there and still cars operating, to crawl to the center of it and hope somebody runs me over. Basically, I'm trying to involve more people in my mess because I was too much of a coward to slit my own wrist or anything that intense or creative.
Yeah, that's heavy, bro.
Yeah, that's some deep stuff. I mean, like, when you talk about being in that point of, first of all, as you've said, there's no hope. You're in that, it's raining, you're being rained on, you haven't eaten.
There's COVID, people genuinely can't take you in, whether they're your relatives or your friends. It was an interesting combination.
Like we see a lot of people, you go to town or even in where I live, you meet these people who are genuinely going through these things, and we've sort of tricked our mind in a way that they're almost subhuman. Like we don't even see them. It's almost like
or like anything I do will make a major difference.
We really don't see these people. I mean, we see them, but we don't really see that, like, what they're going through. Like for your case, I mean, someone will look at you and judge you, but you had a lot of things going on. You're a great musician. You tried radio. Like you're so like there's so many things. Like you're still
based on how I look, you wouldn't immediately.
You just need a bit of stability, which I feel like during that period, like that's all someone needs. Like you just need a bit of stability. You need someone to believe in you. Like you just need
that is such wisdom
to chill, like just to relax for a moment and just banga your thoughts, and you can sort of go back to where you are. But these people, they don't get that.
There's a place for everyone in this world. We're all different. We're not created to be the same.
Yeah.
I wasn't predominantly, predisposed to being what my parents were. It's two unique individuals that came together, which can only mean they'll produce another unique individual.
Yeah.
And they need to discover what that is and really invest in that, as you've said.
But the story has a happy ending because you're here.
Yeah.
We have a daughter now. Shout out.
The family is
Shout out
growing.
to Maggie.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
indeed.
Yeah, we're here
The
on
legacy
radio. We're
continues.
talking about this story, which is not the case for many other stories out there.
I know, which is why I felt I had to write about it.
Yeah.
Writing is not my strength, unless it's a song, for instance. But my mom, having tried herself, first of all made me think, why not give it a shot? Because it's available. It's what's there to you, the means, the resources to make it happen. I didn't have anything. I actually wrote this entire book on my phone. I didn't have a laptop. That's how reckless I was. I squandered everything. I lost everything. And I had to make use of what was available to me. And this story needed to be shared. It needed to be out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna get to more of this story, but where can we get this book?
Presently at Nuria Bookstore in town. That's at the Bazaar Plaza, or Moy Avenue, I believe. Yeah, not too far from Nation Center. But Moy Avenue, basically, on that higher side, the Nation Center side.
Okay.
Bazaar Plaza, yeah, first floor.
But also having this book in my hands is a miracle in itself. How did it happen? Like, how did you get it published? First of all, you've written it on your phone, which is a story on its own.
By the time you share that to somebody, people are just like, what do you think you're doing? Let's get back to the music, man. What's all this?
And there's a picture of you at the back, right? This is you, right?
Yeah, that's actually me.
Yeah.
Who took that picture?
I don't know.
You just found it online?
I found it online, yeah. It was one of those that was taken by these gossip media people, these bloggers.
That's another question. Is like these people, like I was having a conversation with Emmanuel, like taking a picture of someone at their lowest and posting it and being like there's another guy, I think it's called DJ, is it K-Trix? So someone had recorded, I don't know if it's him, and then they were like, hey, CG is gone mad, Nini, like you're doing all this for clicks. And he had to come online and be like, yo, me, I'm fine, I'm okay, I haven't gone crazy. Like that was a different person, like sort of using someone's misfortune, especially if you were famous at a time.
Fame helps.
Someone sees you, they're like, wacha nipige, unimeje huyu? Take a photo, share.
And that's news, and we've got corrupt presidents dropping bombs all over the place here. But that's news.
Yeah.
So somebody actually suggested take that picture and use it to your advantage to actually tell the story, put it on the book. And at first I was like, nah, man, I don't know. That might actually sort of scare people off. But if anything, it drew people to the story.
It's powerful.
It immediately tells the story on its own. Makes people curious, want to know more, like the real story. Like what happened.
Yeah, so how did the book move from your phone now into this, what I have in my hand right now? Like, what miracles happened between...
The beauty of technology, man. Basically, I'm glad I saw it through. I wrote it. My wife is an amazing person. She saw me through this new David. I don't drink anymore. I'm almost 5 years sober.
Shout out to you, man.
Thank you. Comes with its own penance. I take meds every day now, like I'm a 70-year-old, man. It's crazy.
For what?
But it's my penance, man. It's anti convulsant medication, and this other one to sort of even you out. I wouldn't say I'm bipolar, but
there's like a lot of activity.
The main one is for so I take that on a daily basis. Failure to take those, then they have to deal with the
convulsions.
Convulsions. Basically. But God has been very fortunate. Those have been few and far between. Especially the family to take care of.
Okay.
So I'm grateful.
Yeah, man. That's amazing. Tell us about the being on the street and getting back to a sense of normalcy in day-to-day life. What happened between...
What was the turning point?
Yes. How did you get from the street now to...
That's when you know miracles are very real, that they happen. Because it was a single moment. Like I said, I was done. I was just waiting to die. The only thing I wasn't willing to do was lay there in the middle of the street and wait for somebody to run me over and ruin another person's life. someone with a family, with a brother, a sister, who's a mother, a spouse to somebody. I was like, let me just crawl to my own corner of the world and wait for it to end. And then I think COVID now started to come to a close, and the ban was being lifted because there was a lot more movement now. And strangely enough, it was my talent that drew their attention, that saved my life, actually, to just summarize it, to sum it all. It's because my mom pursued that and insisted, why don't you actually go and audition for this new show that's out there, looking for genuinely talented people to invest in them. And it being a big deal now, this is now fame working to your favor, as opposed to, bad news and that sort of stuff spreading out there like wildfire. This woman recognized me from TV. She's the one who saw me from across the street. And in that mess was someone able to recognize me. And she was like, this picture just doesn't make sense to me. And then she came in. And that's the first thing she shared, that she recognizes me, and this doesn't make sense to her. Like, who do you belong to? Where are you from? Where are your people? And I'd seized so hard that I chewed on my tongue. It had to be yes and no answers, like nod your head for yes, shake your head for no.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't answer all those questions. I was just breaking down into tears, man. And she was just like, do you genuinely want help, is the main question that she asked me. And that's basically asking a suicidal person, like, are you ready to give it another shot? And you're the first person to do so, out of nowhere. It was the first time anyone had done that, because now that this stretch had elapsed where people had sort of given up on me. They were like, "Who you? Ameisha, let's just let his time has come," type of thing. And yet this one person just wouldn't let it happen. And turned out she shared the same name as my mom, which just...
It's amazing.
Yeah, that blew my mind. And after I got tired of breaking down,
Mm-hmm.
it felt like such an amazing glimmer of hope, and the way of it to be shared by God, a way for Him to share it with me, rather, let me put it that way, that I couldn't turn it down. And that's one of the main books, the main thing that the book actually shares, that it can just start with one simple choice, with that one moment, instead of the whole journey, the way people tend to envision it at the beginning, and then they become overwhelmed too soon.
Mm-hmm.
It just starts with choosing to want the change, the help. And she was like, give me till tomorrow, I'll be back with people who recognize you, and we'll take it from there. Yeah.
Yo, that's amazing, man. God sent an angel.
Yeah.
Precisely. Yeah. It wasn't like this long drawn out thing where I started to find my way back. That happened after that. But that was the pivotal moment, as you've asked. Yeah.
So do you, because your story is very powerful, you've written your book, do you speak to younger people who are going through this stuff as much as you can?
I hope to do it on a grander scale, because this just came out the other day. I haven't even had an official book launch yet.
Oh, okay.
And I was being told I'll get calls from all over.
Yeah.
So I need to brush up on my speech giving skills.
So this is your first stop in
first?
regards to talking about this book? Have you been anywhere else?
Of this nature, I would say yes.
Exclusive. Exclusive. Thank you for
At
sharing.
Radio Generation 88.8, as a matter of fact. The very first.
You had it here first.
You had it here first. David Major Ogola.
Can you imagine if I arrived an hour late, now half an hour late?
Number one bestseller. But then how comes all books are number one bestsellers? Who's giving away those titles?
Yeah, that is a bit of a marketing strategy. Yeah.
So you, as much as you can, you'll be able to speak.
I'm willing. I'm more than willing. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a skill that I'll nurture. It'll grow in me. I'm happy to. I see how much you guys enjoy it. Yeah, you're naturals at it. So that's inspiring as well.
Yeah. And how do you feel?
But friends have actually reached out to me, or people that know me from TV as well, and they're curious, like, how did you do it? And the scary thing for me is like a lot of people tend to think there's a formula now when you're on the other side of it and you're doing better.
Yeah.
Like you'll just give them this answer and they'll figure it out. And it really is just a journey, and you have to be willing to just take that step by step by step. And we're creatures of habit, so give yourself some credit. Like the more you do so, the more you just want better for yourself. You'll be like, oh, this step felt good. I'm not doing that foolish nonsense anymore.
Yeah.
And then from that new step, you'll want to grow some more to the next phase of things.
I think a weird place to be is because there's rock bottom.
Yes.
Many times you know when you're at rock bottom, like your surroundings show you.
Sometimes you think you know, and then they say rock bottom has a basement.
Oh, so there's another rock bottom.
Sometimes you think
the bottom of rock bottom.
Sometimes you think you're at rock bottom. Kumbe you're cruising at second floor.
You're
actually doing well.
But no, but my point is, so sometimes you're this spot and you know, but sometimes you're a functional addict. Like people around you think you're good, you have a job at radio, you're coming here, you're talking to people, you're smiling. There are these photos you take after the show. But now when the mics are off, if you're working in an office, it's quiet, then you go home and you're just going through those struggles all alone. Everyone around you thinks you're okay, but you know you're not okay.
Yeah.
What would you say to such a person?
First of all, to just not, when you say don't give up, it sounds, it's so simple, so straightforward, and it's the actual advice, It really is. There's no deeper way of saying it I can think of, but to just hold on long enough, and then more importantly, to be willing to see the other side of it, to see that there is you can still overcome what it is you've been through.
Yeah.
And all it takes is just giving yourself a genuine chance. Yeah, just that willingness is what is the advice I would give them.
Yeah, and I think the way you say it, like that glimmer of hope. Like I remember,
if you're not willing now, you won't recognize.
And it has to come from inside. So many people think that's why you can be taken to rehab, you can be forced to do these things.
No.
But if that change doesn't come from you wanting to do better, like you can take them to the best rehab ever in the history of.
The bottom line is a personal choice. The way you were created by God.
Yeah.
And because I was in rehab, one of the most heartbreaking things for me is when I left, I bumped into a few people in the neighborhood I moved into to start over. And I was like, oh, you live here? And they're like, yeah. Join me, have a drink. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, so what was all that for you then? If it wasn't truly about getting better, the rehabilitation and stuff.
Yeah.
And without batting an eyelash, someone actually just says to you, it was just to get people off my back and to let my body heal so I can get back to the drinking.
Be healthy enough to drink again.
To be How crazy is that?
Damn, yo, that's wild.
And that's so you can't force a person to go.
Yeah.
Did you follow the story of Kimani Bugwa?
No, not to detail, but I heard of it.
Yeah.
How could you not?
Yeah. That's also another, story of how rough it is to go through this, periods where you're going through such a struggle that, the people around you don't understand what you're going through. And, sometimes it just ends up tragically. Because the dad said he just wrote a note and said he's tired. And that's why I'm saying we have many stories of people who've gone through that. And it's, very rare that we get to the other side. Thank God if we do. But many times as we are sitting with you here, it's a miracle, bro.
Indeed.
Indeed. It's a miracle that you're sitting here. You've written a book. And I feel one of the things I feel strongly is some of the things we go through. I know it would sound cliche. Some of the things we go through is there's just someone you need to help, man. Like the fact that you're here.
There's a role that plays. That God was not done with me.
Yeah.
Like a living testament.
Yeah.
Proof.
Because it's good for me to see that person who's been through it and is on the other side, rather than me just quoting motivational
somebody that knows
quote
nothing
from a book.
And sharing deep quotes and whatnot.
So we hang out with David Major Ogola, and we're talking about his book Stranded, and discussing life et al. Stranded, a journey from the streets to recovery. We're going to get into the top of the hour, but don't touch that dial. David is still around. We'll be back.
This is Radio Generation. The drums are calling, the laughter is rising, the taste of home fills the air. The Somali Cultural and Arts Festival 2025 is here from the 28th to the 30th of November at Two Rivers Mall. Celebrate the beauty of Somali heritage through dance, food, art, storytelling, and fashion that defines identity, where the young meet the wise and the world meets Somalia. Experience 3 unforgettable days of unity, creativity, pride, food, laughter, and togetherness.